doing? My name is Kishroy Spencer. I'm your host, and welcome to another episode of MuzNet Live. Joining us next to the stage is we have Joy Restoration Movement with my big brother CJ Price, who I've had the pleasure to know over the years, and I'm just so thankful of God. God is literally moving and opening doors for him and his group. So up next, we have the special privilege to bring to the stage Joy Restoration Movement. So show some cyber love and show some support as they come out and not just sing, but minister the word of God and then through song. And listen, you don't want to miss out and you don't want to turn that dial. So if you're just tuning in, thank you guys for tuning into another episode of MuzNet Live. Also, if you like what you see, feel free to reach out at MuzNetLiveInc@gmail.com for furthermore bookings. And again, we just want to thank our big brother Dow for allowing us the space to use this opportunity at Sound Lounge. And again, we just want to thank everyone who behind the scenes coming together and helping to bring this thing to life. So without further ado, let's all bring to the stage Joy Restoration Movement.
Here we go. Let's go! Know this, so y'all can sing it with us. Yeah. Say, oh, 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 oh.
My God is all.
Yeah.
All the world to me, He is my comfort.
Hey.
In times when I'm in need, He is my strength.
Whenever I'm weak.
Whenever I am weak, He carries me. My God is all the world.
Now put some hands on it. Hey!
All the world to me,
He is my
comfort.
times when I'm in need.
Times when I'm in need, He is my strength. Whenever I am weak, He carries me. My God is all the world to me.
Say, I live
by faith.
Yeah! Say, I do, Lord. Oh. Just to sing a song to you.
I'll sing your praise.
I'll sing love.
I'll praise your name.
Yeah. Oh, say oh, 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 oh.
My God is all.
Hey, He's all the world to me.
All the world.
He is
my comfort.
in times when I'm in need.
Times when I'm in need, He is my strength.
Whenever
I am weak, He carries
Hey,
me.
say
My God is all the world to me.
say I live my life. Yeah, I do, Lord. Oh,
I live my
just to sing a song to you.
I'll sing your praise.
Hey, I'll sing love.
I'll praise your name.
Say your name, your name.
My God is all.
Yeah, He's all the world to me.
All the world.
He is. In times when I'm in need.
Times when I'm
He
is my strength. Whenever I'm weak, He carries me. My God is all.
Now somebody sway with us. Hey! Say, I praise you, 'cause you bless me.
You bless me.
And I love you, because you first
But
loved me.
you first loved me.
And I praise you, 'cause you bless me.
You bless me.
Lord, I love you,
And I love you.
because you first
But
loved me.
you first loved me. I praise you.
Oh God, I praise you.
You bless
Hey,
me.
because you first loved me.
I love you.
'Cause you first.
But you first loved me. I praise you.
'Cause you bless me.
You bless me.
And I love you.
I love you.
'Cause you first.
But you first loved me.
Hey.
All
Raise your hands and worship with us. You can bounce a little bit too. Once y'all catch it, y'all can sing with us. It goes like this. Say, oh Lord, you are wonderful and mighty is your name. Say,
Mighty is your name.
hey, say, oh Lord, hey,
Oh Lord,
you are wonderful and mighty is your name. Say,
mighty is your name.
oh, say, oh Lord, hey,
Oh Lord,
you are wonderful, holy is your name. Say,
holy is your name.
hey, say, oh Lord,
Oh Lord,
you are wonderful and holy is your name, your name.
holy is your name.
Oh, say, oh Lord, this is my favorite part. You're my healer, Lord, healer is your name. Say,
Healer is your name.
anybody, he's a healer. Say, oh Lord,
Oh Lord,
you're a healer, Lord, healer is your name, your name.
Healer is your name.
Say this, hey, say you are worthy,
You are worthy.
worthy of our praise. Say you are awesome,
You
and
are
mighty
awesome.
is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Say you are worthy,
You are worthy.
no matter what we've done, Lord, you're always worthy. And hey, you are awesome, hey,
You are
mighty
awesome.
is your name.
Mighty is your name.
'Cause you're a healer.
You're a
Hey,
healer.
say oh,
Oh,
you are awesome, hey,
you are
mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
'Cause you're a healer.
You're a healer.
Say oh, you are awesome, hey,
You are
mighty
awesome.
is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Oh, say mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Oh, mighty is your name.
Is your name.
Say mighty is your name.
Mighty is your
Hey,
name.
say oh. Say oh. Say oh. Mighty is your name. Yes, God. Say oh. Say oh. Yeah. Say oh. Mighty is your name.
Is your name.
Say mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Say mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Yeah. Say mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Say mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Say oh,
Oh
you
Lord,
are wonderful. Mighty is your name.
mighty is your name.
Thank you, Jesus. Say, oh, Lord. You are wonderful, mighty is your name. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Say, oh, say, oh, mighty.
Mighty is your name.
Say, mighty is Say, mighty is your name.
Mighty is your name.
Say, holy is your name.
Holy is your name.
Healer is your name.
Healer is your name.
Say, oh, just drums. Say, oh, say, oh, but I couldn't say nothing else. Say, oh, say, oh, say, oh, say, oh. Last time. Say, oh, mighty is your.
Mighty is your name.
Sorry, y'all, man. I know we're supposed to be doing this recording. I know we're supposed to be getting out of here. But God has been too good just to. Woo! If you didn't know before, He's here. So you can just take your time right there. Woo! I turn this. I will. Woo! I'm sorry. God has been too good, man. We came a long way. We came a long. Woo! We came a long way, man. This took a lot to get here. And I don't care what platform we touch from now on. We're going to give God what He deserves. Because for all the times that He didn't give us what we deserve, He gets what He deserves for all the times that we didn't get what we deserved. That's why that song means so much. That's why that song means so much. That song literally came when I was at the lowest point. I was at the lowest point. If y'all never knew that, I don't even think I ever explained it. I was at the lowest point in my life when the song came. Sitting at my desk wondering where I was going to go. Wondering if my wife was going to leave me. Wondering if I messed up things that God gave to me, including this group. And I had to remember what His name was. I had to remember who He is. And that's a song of remembrance of who He is. That healer part is serious. I was 580 pounds. They didn't understand how I was still walking and talking and breathing. 580 pounds. Blood pressure was sky high. Diabetes. And right now, I am diabetes free. I am diabetes free. So understand that song means more to me than anything. Yeah, let's go, man. Jesus.
Praise the Lord, everybody. How y'all doing? My name is Kishore Spencer, the host. So if you're just tuning in, don't turn that dial. We got 2 more songs coming up. Again, this is my big brother CJ. What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Just blessed, man. Glad to be here. Glad for this sacred opportunity that y'all bestowed upon me, man. I really appreciate it.
Well, let me just tell you something, man. You almost took us to church and back. Literally almost took us to church and back. I said I was 1 second away from people seeing the camera go down, and that was going to be it, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, when God shows up, man, like I said, you have to give him reverence. You have to acknowledge him. And that's one of the things that I'm learning now is that I have to continue to give God what he's due. Like I have to continue to, acknowledge him when he gets here and not to change the moment, even when, it seems like we have to go or when it seems like we have a program. We just have to allow God to do what he does. And that's what I hope I did today.
Awesome, man. And even like I said, on behalf of your group, Joy Restoration Movement, tell us a little bit about that group, how you guys pretty much came to be, or what led to you guys obviously forming. Like obviously, when certain groups or certain people come together, it's out of necessity, out of resources, or just because people think it might be the cool thing. But tell us a little bit of how you guys came to be.
Man, when I first started this group, dude, I thought I had to have I had to have the big band. I have to have at least six singers and things like that. But and when I started it didn't go right. I was asking people, to help me sing, go out with me. I didn't want to be in the front. I wanted to have everybody else do things and just write music and have other people sing because I didn't have the confidence in myself. It didn't work. So it took us 3 whole years to revamp and actually have me say yes to God's will and not to what I wanted to do. Had to say yes to how he wanted me to do, because one of the things that I learned is that when God is actually in it, he provides, and there's provision for everything after that. So I got down to a point that I don't need no band. I just need the tracks to be done. I don't need no singers. I just need the stuff to be recorded, and I can sing the stuff out by myself. And just so happened that the people that I contacted to say, hey, you might as well just go in the studio. Could you just go in the studio with me and, help me record these things? And they were like, yo, we love your music. We love what you're doing. We want to stay. Then the musicians came. Hey, yo, I'm not playing for anybody. We don't need a bunch of money. We don't need all these things. We want to rock with you. We like your spirit. We like what you're doing. We like the things that, the places that we can see you going. So then everything came afterwards. So now I have everything that I wanted for and everything I asked for, and I didn't create it myself. God gave it to me.
No, that's awesome, man. Like you said, the crazy thing, even with groups coming together, a group of individuals, like I said, just knowing you and even behind the scenes of how there's the spirit of cohesiveness. Just tell us a little bit of how, or rather, some of the struggles that you had to overcome. Like I said, I know you said in the earlier part, it was hard. Just elaborate a little bit on that, on some of the struggles that you had to overcome collectively.
Man, one of the things was confidence, man. One of my biggest issues is that I don't think sometimes I've had the issue where I didn't think I was good enough. I thought that I wasn't that great of a writer. I didn't think that I was that great of a singer. So getting down to it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a bunch of people that sings a lot, that I know that sings a lot better than me to sing these songs. And I sing background. I don't care. And it's like, even with times with worshiping God, I didn't want to be vulnerable. And one of the things that worship is vulnerability. So that was one of the things. And then also, if anybody has ever been in a group, that these egos, man, they overrun. But the good thing about it is that this group of people, though most of them, now we do have 2 sisters, but other than that, these people didn't really know each other. They all knew me, but didn't know each other. And it just so happened, like I said, God put this together, and they mesh. We're a family. Like we have Friendsgiving. We go to each other's houses. We're in each other's kids'
y'all
lives.
gotta invite me now. Don't be
stingy. Man, it gets fun, man. We play the board. We love game nights, man. We have game nights at least 3 times a year at different people's houses. Man, and that's what we've developed. Like I said, everybody knew me. I was friends with everybody. But when it came down to it, the people that came over, they all meshed well together with our families. We all support this group. I'm not the only one sewing into this group. That's one thing that I always learned. It's like, okay, most of the groups that I've sang in, I didn't sew in those groups. That's another thing where I messed up. When I first started this, I wanted to try to find the cheapest route, to get to where I wanted to be. And I got laughed at. People would hear the stuff and hear what we were doing, and it's like, yo, this doesn't sound good. Then I said, okay, now, God, once I got to that point, I said, now, God, I'm at the position where I can actually effectively sow into my ministry, even if I didn't have it. There's been times where I've literally gone to a studio thinking that I was going to pay one thing and had to pay more. But it's like, okay, this is great quality, so let's do it. These singles, man, I wrote All the World 9 years ago. I wrote
Really?
All the World in 2008. So whoever does math, I think I messed my math up.
Hey, listen, don't get me. I'm not the math person.
I think I messed my math up. But I wrote that thing in 2008, fresh out of college, fresh out of high school.
Wow.
And we haven't released it until 2021. So, man, God is just amazing, man.
I see, and like I said, even some of the struggles that you guys have even endured, both collectively and individually. Again, just seeing how everyone has come together for the common good, and knowing you, I know you have the spirit of humbleness that's upon you, and even again seeing, like, I found out how long we've known each other.
It's going on at least. It's been about since 20. Me and Austin's been best friends since about 2008.
Right.
So it's going on about 14 years, something like that.
God, back in, was MySpace even around back then?
Man, it was just coming out. Okay. It was just coming out.
I know, man. And like I said, the crazy thing, me personally, knowing you and the growth that you've been through, it's just a tremendous blessing and an honor to literally be in the same presence as you. And again, wasn't just a performance as you guys may have seen. This was an experience. So even if we could change the name instead of MuzNet Live, MuzNet the Experience, because honestly, you took us there.
Appreciate
And literally,
it,
like I said, it's though we've been in a secular world, but it's the times where we just got to let low. I know you also kind of touched on being vulnerable. And, as the male stigma, it's that, well, you got to be manly, you got to be macho, you can't shed tears. How has that been for you, literally just letting go of that masculinity in a more vulnerable moment?
Dude, when I tell you that I've cried more in the last year, I've cried more than I've ever cried in my life, because when I was growing up, my mom, it was just me and my mom, so she kind of had to be a little bit tougher on me. On top of that, one of the things, and hopefully she don't kill me for telling this story, but one of the things that she dealt with was because every time she would really get close to someone, they would die. So it kind of hindered our relationship, because every time she felt me getting close to me, she would back up because she wouldn't want me to die. And when I was about 14 years old, I had that boldness to say, Mom, why do you treat me a certain way and don't treat other kids this way? And she broke down, and we had a whole cry mess. And ever since then, me and my mom's relationship, we've been tighter than ever. And one of the things that she used to do before that was, stop crying. You can't cry. I grew up in that era. If you go out, if you get beat up, you better go outside until you win. If somebody hits you, you hit them back. You're not going to cry. And I used to cry because I used to think I was going to get in trouble for fighting, until I explained myself on why I was fighting. And it was like, okay, it's good. So, that was how I grew up. So crying wasn't my thing. My uncles, I still to this day have never seen my uncles cry. God bless them. So they're still alive, but God bless them. But I've never seen them cry, so it wasn't in my makeup. But now, when I tell you I will be on the floor, y'all probably have seen it already. when I tell you I'll probably be on the floor crying in a second, just reverencing how God has blessed me and where He's brought me from, man, I just let it go. I got to just give it all to Him.
No, that's a tremendous blessing. Like I said, it's crazy that you even said that, because growing up more so with the Jamaican households, or not just my household in particular, but the Jamaican culture, at least back then, it's kind of shifted a little bit now. It's that, if you get a tough hit, toughen it up, be a man. Again, the quintessential, don't show your emotions. But again, even as God, He's always shown His emotions. He's always been, dare I say, close to us. So that's the crazy thing is, like I said, when I seen that outpouring you, I just even asked, like, man, a lot of men don't show that vulnerable side to them. Again, even if you're in church, it's like, well, why are you crying? But again, you kind of alluded to that fact of when you were going through, with you said your situation with your wife, the situation with friends, with family, you literally in that moment, though this may be a live recording or a live airing, it's like, hey, listen, you guys may see one thing, but you don't know my story,
And what happens is, another thing that I had to learn and develop as you go into ministry. You can sing all day, but when you go into ministry, and this is a ministry, when you go into ministry, the one thing that's going to happen is that you're literally a reflection, or you're the seed. I'm not a preacher, but one of the things that I've learned was that we kind of took what the devil was in heaven's place. The devil, if you know anything about the devil, he was made of all nice diamonds and rubies. And what happened was is he would come before God. He was also music, so he would come before God and he would hear the music. And he would see the diamonds and rubies. And his issue was is that everything reflects off of him. And he thought that he could create what God was reflecting off of him. So what happens is when we're standing up on stage, our thing is supposed to be God is supposed to come to us and it's supposed to go out. And it's supposed to go back up. So what happens is they'll see all this, glory and stuff that comes from God. They will see the reflection of it and then also see the spots in there. Because one thing, if I wear glasses, I got contacts on, but I usually wear glasses. And the one thing that annoys me is when you can see spots on them. And in order to see clarity, you have to get those spots off. And people always notice the spots and attack those spots. So my thing is I give you me before you can find a blemish in my record. I'll tell you about me. I'll tell you what I've gone through before you can find out and say, oh, you have that spot. I'll acknowledge it. And God is continuing to clean my lens so he can be seen clearer. Because magnifying the Lord is not to make him bigger, it's to make him more clear. So that's my little nugget for tonight.
Listen, you may not be a preacher by title, Doc, but you keep talking. I'm at the second guess. I'm like, God, I know you one that lies, but I don't know. He said he's not a preacher.
Man,
but tell me, it's like I said, it's interesting just to see your level of humility. But what lends to that humility in you? Like, how do you stay humble, even with the, dare I say, the success you have now and even the added success that you had over the years? How do you and your group stay humble?
I think one of my gifts and my curses is that I am harder on myself than anybody else can be. So most of the time, people will tell me, like I said, when I didn't think that I wrote something correctly, they're like, no, I love it. And it's like, okay, maybe I'm doing something right. It blessed someone. Maybe in those vulnerable moments, somebody got blessed. There's been literally atmospheres that we've gone in where I was so frustrated by how people were treated in the spirit. And literally open my mouth and it would shift. And those are the things that made me more confident in what God was doing and said that I'm actually doing something that he wants me to do and doing something correctly in his will that he wants me to do. So staying humble is easy because one thing about recording, it'll be a humbling experience. As good as you think you are, yeah, my God, you will find out. But yeah, and also my team keeps me grounded. I got the best management that I could find, and it found me. By one Facebook post. I ain't even going to get into it. But I knew that when we talked about it and she accepted this call, that it would be someone that would keep me in line. Like me not turning around. Y'all going to see that I ain't turning around on this stage other than worship. Worship don't count, okay? But Janelle McCall keeps me in line, man. And she tells me when I'm doing something wrong. I got on stage and said some things that I wasn't supposed to say. Not anything bad, but it's just I'm a jokester. So I get up there and say some stuff, and I'll get off stage. As soon as I get off stage, okay, I'm going to let you have your moment now. We're going to have to talk about this at our meeting on Tuesday. So, yeah, my team keeps me grounded, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said, even talking about being blessed and staying humble, even with our platform, MuzNet, the mobile gig booking app, just tell us a little bit about how can that help musicians and artists such as yourself.
Let me tell you something. MuzNet is about to be, when I found out about MuzNet, I knew it was going to be amazing. Just because, and it has nothing to do with the people that have done it, the idea of it. I've never, and I think the one thing that was so amazing to me is that we're at the age where we're kind of still fairly young, and it's like, yo, why hasn't this been done yet? That was the most amazing. I'm like, yo, this hasn't been done yet. A place where you can book people that you necessarily don't know, but you'll get their stats, they get their credentials, you'll get who they played for, you get videos of what they do, how they do it, they're professional. I've never seen it, and that right there is why I'm definitely backing this 100%. Like, no matter what, if y'all don't touch MuzNet before it gets huge, I don't know what I can tell you. But this is about to be a wave that's about to be amazing.
Appreciate it, man. And on the heels of that, so just tell us a little bit, like, what's next for you guys? I know you have a few singles that's coming out, and if I could steal your thunder with a possible album that you have in 2022.
Yeah, so the last song that we're doing today is called Higher. Higher will be released February 25th. February 25th, we are releasing Higher. Higher was written by B.J. Shores and we're doing it in a JRM way. Sometime within the next year, I'm planning about fourth quarter. The album Sounds Like Joy by the Joy Restoration Movement, Sounds Like Joy, will be coming out next year, Lord willing. 2022 will be our year. We're releasing one last single in February, and then the album will be done. Stay tuned for some more things. We have one really, really big thing that I'm not going to announce because I'm probably going to get beat up for announcing that. But we're not going to announce it, but it's something really, really huge that we're doing, and we're looking for all sponsors, all people of us, anyone that wants to come up. Like, we bring people up. Anything we do, we always bring someone that may not know us and may not know them, and we bring them up with us. We don't want to just do this. We're not that crabs in the barrel mentality. We want to bring everyone up with. So all newcomer artists, hit us, let us know you want to be a part. We're doing something really big next year. Announcement coming soon. But definitely we're releasing Sounds Like Joy next year. It's probably about fourth quarter, and we are releasing Higher February 25th.
Y'all heard it here, so mark y'all calendars. Very big stuff that's coming up. Joy Restoration Movement. I have my big brother, I call you, CJ. Thank you for coming out, man.
Man, it was a pleasure, brother.
I really appreciate it. Like I said, I know you guys saw the movement, and if you didn't see the movement, trust you me, you don't want to miss that. Up next, we got one of the craziest songs, Child of the King.
Child of the King, man. Child of the King is out now. We can go get Child of the King right now. That was released in August. All the World is also out now. You can go get that. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, MP3, CD Baby. What else is it? Tidal. All platforms, all media platforms.
And if you don't have all that, YouTube is your best friend.
YouTube is definitely on YouTube. My cousin uses YouTube, so it's definitely on YouTube. All streaming, all free. If you want to show into us, definitely purchase on iTunes or whatever those platforms, but it's all streaming free. It's all streaming out now.
Appreciate you, man. Again, show y'all love, y'all, for CJ Joy Restoration Movement.
Let's
Up next,
get it.
Child of the King. Stay tuned, y'all. Y'all don't want to miss it. Round 2 coming next.
Now put your hands together. Hey! 2 times. Here come the guitar. Hey! Yeah! Now somebody breathe. Let me hear you say it.
I'm in love with Jesus Christ.
Say, for he
died to set me free.
Yeah, say I'm in love with Jesus.
I'm in love
Whoa,
with Jesus
whoa,
Christ.
yeah.
He died to set me free.
Yeah, say for you I live.
For you I live.
For you I
For you I
die every day. You sent your son.
You sent your son.
You sacrificed. I'm a child of the
Child of the King, child of the Lord, child of the King, child of the Lord.
Hey, I'm a child of the King.
Child of the King,
Child of the Lord.
child of the King, child of the Lord.
Hey, say I'm in love with Jesus.
I'm in love with Jesus Christ.
For he
died to set me free.
Hey, say I'm in love with Jesus.
I'm in love with Jesus Christ. He died to set me free.
Hey, say for you I live. Yeah.
For you I die.
Send your
You
son.
sent your son.
Oh,
You sacrificed.
for you I
For
live.
you I live.
For you I
For you I
die.
die.
You sent your
You
son.
sent your son. You sacrificed.
I'm a child of the
Child of the King, child of the Lord, child of the King, child of the Lord.
Yeah, I'm a child
Joe Smith, I lose myself. My crew is filled with good news. We lead the help. My whole hood is good. Represent the EOL. We plead Christ, you get him because I need to tell. I'm heir to the throne, cause he never leave me alone. I feel him now, cause I can't wait till I see him. I'm gone, going home, not really long, cause it's here then it's gone. I got life though, give it out however you want. If you don't want it, tell me now, cause I'm taking all excuses and I'ma shut them down, cause it don't mean nothing if you ain't standing out, boy. I'ma punch you out, cause it's only death when you keep following the crowd. Man, you can't serve two masters, that don't work, little homie, man, that's kinda backwards. If you don't know something, my brother asks. I'm the child of the king, you gon' watch me act up, I'm for the masses, boy.
You sent your son, yeah, you sacrificed. So for you I live, for you I die. You sent your son, you sacrificed. Sway with us. I'm a child of the I'm a child of the king. I'm a child of the king. I'm a child of the king. Everybody, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's go higher. Clap your hands. Hey! Say
There's a party in the sky that's got my name on it.
yeah, hey!
It's more than meets the eye. I pray us you see it.
Say I'm going.
I'm going to a place where I will always be a face.
And I'll never.
And I'll never want for nothing
Hey,
but your grace.
Don't you wanna
Don't you
go?
wanna go?
Yeah, to a place.
To a place where the streets are paved with gold.
Hey, to a place.
To a place where you never grow.
Yeah. To a place.
To a place where there's no heartache.
No more.
No more pain.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Hey, higher. I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Higher.
Higher.
My bags.
My bags are packed at the door. I'm waiting on you, oh Lord, to call my name.
We'll go.
We'll go higher.
Second verse, second verse.
I can't wait for the day when Jesus comes for
It's
me.
like a twinkle like the eye.
Of the eye, that's just how quick he'll be.
I just hope that
you are ready.
I know that I'll
be ready
when he will call my name. Don't you wanna go? Hey!
To a place
Yeah.
where the streets are paved with gold.
Yeah, to a place.
To a place
Whoa.
where you'll never grow.
Yeah, sing to a place,
To a
yeah.
place where there's no heartache.
No more pain. I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Sing it, y'all. Sing it, y'all. Say.
Higher.
On my way.
On my way.
Higher. My
My
bag
bags are packed
at the door. I'm waiting on you, oh Lord. And we'll go.
And we'll go
I'm
higher.
on my way.
I'm on my way.
Higher.
Higher.
I'm on my
I'm
way.
on my way.
Higher.
Higher.
My
My
bags.
bags are packed at the door. I'm waiting on
You, oh Lord.
for my name.
We'll go.
We'll go higher.
Say I'm glad.
I'm glad it's just
Hey!
a dream come true.
'Cause I made it. I made it.
I made it.
So I will be.
Caught up to meet him in
Say,
the end.
I'll keep singing as I go.
As I go
Say it.
higher.
Say I'm glad.
It's
Oh,
just like a dream come true.
'cause I made it.
Hey, y'all, we just want to thank y'all for coming out. This has been such an awesome experience. We thank y'all. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I already stole the show, so I don't need to say any more. I'll see you guys.